Okay, here we are, Latin for Children A, and we're working on Chapter 4. So we're looking at Part A, the translation, and I want you to try to translate these words before you come onto this paper. So if you're on this paper and you haven't already tried, stop the video and come back. Right? When you're ready to translate, here we go. Discipula. And this discipula is a student. It's a female student because it ends in a, but we can just write student. Ancilla is a maid servant. I have a silly way of memorizing that, I'm sure you remember. Ancilla, it's a female, a maid servant. Domina is a female mistress. Mistress? We call her the missus of the house, the domina. Ira is another girly word, but it's a funny one. It's anger. You get the word irritate from that. So ira, anger. Finestra is window. And arma virumque cano, of arms, like weapons, and the man I sing. Little funny thing is this que stuck onto the end of virum. That's our and. Of arms and the man I sing. Okay, up to the top. Puella, girl. Specto, I look at. Germana is a sister. Magistra is a teacher. A female teacher. Well, these are feminine. And femina, where we get the word feminine from, is woman. Something is feminine, it is womanly. All right, let's look down at Part B, which is our chant. And for our chant, the first box says case. It doesn't say it, but we're going to write case. Let me see if I can do this all across my page. A little harder to do this on the computer than on my whiteboard. Case. And then we have two more boxes. Singular is one. I'll abbreviate. Plural, two or more. And plural's already written for us. And now the cases, this is our never give dogs any apples. And let's abbreviate. The never is nominative, subject. Genitive is already written for us. Possessive of. Dative. Indirect object, to or for. Accusative, direct object. And ablative, in, by, with, or from object of the preposition. There we go. Now we have these two columns. So the cases tell us the job that the noun is going to do in the sentence. Is it going to be the subject of the sentence, or the indirect object, or the direct object, or the object of the preposition? And you may not even understand what all those jobs are, but the case tells you the job that the noun was hired to do in the sentence. Let's look at our case endings for the first declension, ladies first, and it goes like this. A, I, there's I, A-E. I, a. I, ah. And for plural, I, that's an A-E, looks like an O almost. I, arum, is, as, is. There we go. We want you to chant those every day this week. And yellows, you have to be able to write I, ah. I, arum, is, as, is. And I want you to know how to spell I, A-E, okay? Purples, if you can write these endings out, you get a bonus on our sticker, which really only happens when you're purple. So that's an awesome way to take advantage of being a purple. Okay, now we're going to look at Part C grammar. And once again, every time I do a second page, it turns blue. I have no idea why, but I'll figure that out in the next few weeks. C1. The question is, what does the case of a noun tell us? The case of a noun tells us, write that sentence, it tells us how that noun will be used in the sentence. Now in English, we know how a noun's going to be used in the sentence because of the order of our words. But in Latin, we know how a noun is going to be used in our sentence because of the endings that we put on our words. So the case, never give dogs any apples, tells us how that noun will be used. Number 2, what are the options for case? Never give dogs any apples. Nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, ablative. And number 3, what are the present tense verb endings? Oh, we're back to verbs. Verb shows action. O, S, T, muss, tis, und. O is I, S is you, T is he and she is, and it. Muss is we, tis y'all, und is they. And now down to derivatives, the final part of this lesson this week. We have learned that first declension nouns are almost always what in gender, and it comes from the word femina, that means woman. They're almost all feminine. Feminine. There we go. Now we know there are a couple little nouns in that first declension pocket, in the girly pocket of nouns that are hiding out, like pirata. They look feminine, but they're actually masculine. That's a pirate. So we know there's some exceptions, but mostly in the first declension, they're feminine. And number 2, if someone is friendly, he or she can be called, and the word comes from amica, which means friend, and the word is amicable. Amicable. Looks like amicable. Amicable. If you are amicable, you are friendly. All right. Now your next job, after you study your words and your chants and your Latin phrase for the week every day, then on Friday, you need to take the Chapter 4 quiz. Part A, regular vocabulary. Part B, review vocabulary. The grammar chant, which is the I, aha, I, is, as, is, and the little grammar questions at the end. Try them, and then I put the answers at the very bottom of your checklist. So try them first, and then see how you did. All right, there's your quickie video.